What's going on, everybody? It's Jose, come back at you with another video, and in this video I will be sharing 5 things that I wish I knew before playing Fortnite. My hope for these 5 things is that they can hold up in between seasons, so I will be focusing on main aspects of the game and not necessarily specifics to a meta or season that we are in this moment. Now, number 1, right hand peek. I know you may have heard this a million times, but this really is one of the main aspects of a third-person shooter that makes it different than a first-person shooter, and it needs to be taken advantage of. When in a fight against someone else, this can help you just as much as being a good builder. If used correctly, you will be able to see someone without them being able to see you, thus giving you the advantage. When making edits, fighting in a building, or even when shooting at players from a distance, make sure you utilize right hand peek in order to show small parts of your body at a time. If you decide to shoot at people from the left side of cover, you will be exposing your whole body, allowing your opponent to have a bigger target to hit. One player in particular that utilizes this advantage really well is Nick Mercs. If you want to see it done at an elite level, make sure to give him a look. Number 2, edits are key. In earlier days of Fortnite, only the elite players knew how to edit effectively, but now most players do. Even if half of them can't pull it off, they still at least know how to. This means that in order to keep up and dominate your opponent, you will need to know how to do all of the edits available to you. Utilizing edit courses is a great way for you to learn and master all of the edits available, but of course you must incorporate these into the game as well. The best edits are the ones that allow you to surprise your opponent, such as building a floor and ramp above them, then editing yourself right onto them. Another tip that I'm going to include in this section is to know how to utilize cones. Cones are the most versatile build. Know the edits for them, but also use them to either peek through, reinforce your floors, catch yourself from further away than a floor can reach, and cover yourself as you go for high ground. For this tip, one player that I recommend watching is CypherPK. He performs edit plays often and also will commentate on what he is doing and why he is doing this certain action at this certain time. If you don't want to watch him, watching any of the top players is also a great idea as well. So number 3, always cover your back. A great way to lose an engagement before it even begins is to not cover your back. This includes covering yourself when healing, ramping up to challenge an opponent, and when either shooting at someone or trying to get into their build. This tip is really simple, but it is something that many players seem to forget, leaving themselves open to being an easy kill. For this tip, it really is something that if you watch any high school player, you will see them doing time and time again. Number 4, land at the same spot every game. I know this is boring, but the advantage it will give you is massive. If you land at the same spot every game, you begin to learn when you have to jump from the battle bus to land there the quickest, you begin to learn where all of the chest spawns are, and you begin to learn how to rotate and maneuver through that area in a way that will give you an advantage. Now, to kind of see the advantages for yourself, if you watch any of the top players play Arena or play in any of the tournaments, they will land at the same spot every single game. Now, number 5. Now, this is going to be a 2-in-1 for controller players and then for mouse and keyboard players. If you're playing on a controller and aren't able to get a Scuff or an Elite controller and don't want to play Claw, then you have to find a way to bind the jump button to one of your other buttons in order to keep your thumbs on the sticks at all times. For this, I recommend binding it to either one of the sticks so that you can still jump and look around, or you can do what High Distortion does, and he rebinds one of his builds to another button and then binds jump to L1 or LB depending on your controller, which allows him to jump and keep his thumbs on the sticks at all times. If you're on mouse and keyboard, then you will need to have edit and edit reset on the scroll wheel. I know this has been a thing for a while, but it is crucial, and if you haven't done it, you need to do it right now. This will allow you to reset any build instantly and allow you to perform tricky plays against your opponent that they wouldn't normally expect. So normally, it takes 3 button presses: edit, reset, confirm. If you put on your scroll wheel, all you will need to do is scroll once, and it will do all of that for you. Now, since you guys have made it this far in the video, I want to give you 2 extra tips for your troubles. Now, the first one, when it gets to the late game, you need to make sure to prioritize some type of movement item. This will allow you to move around the map in different terrain easier in the final circles when the circle is small and you can't really see what is on the other side. If you have a jump pad, smokes, shockwave grenades, any of those type of movement items, they will allow you to move up and down mountains a lot easier than you normally would, especially if you start to run out of building material. Now, extra tip number 2. Now, I've preached this in other videos, but it stays true for this one as well. If you're trying to improve, do not play Team Rumble. I know I have gameplay of Team Rumble in the background of my videos, but it really is only good for videos or warming up, but not to get better. There's far better competition in almost any other game mode, which will force you to improve faster. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more videos just like this. Hope you all have a great day.